y'all, and welcome to today's video. I bought the new Cosmos palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Right now, this is showing exclusive to the ABH site. So I placed my order. My palette showed up today, and I'm so excited. We are going to swatch this palette. We are going to create an eye look, and I'm going to let you know kind of my first impression thoughts of this palette. It's mostly duochromes and metallics with 5 mattes. I am so looking forward to playing with this palette, so let's jump into it. Y'all, let's jump right in. This is the Cosmos palette from ABH. Like I said, I did order this from the site. I'm excited because I've been a fan of ABH eyeshadows for a long time. Modern Renaissance, Soft Glam, Prism, the Jackie Aina palette, the Rosy palette. I have really enjoyed their shadows, and last year with their newer palettes, they really stepped it up in formula. So I'm hoping with this palette that we're gonna test today, we're gonna have this new formula that we've been seeing from ABH, and something that really caught my attention, other than just having a positive experience with their last releases, is that this palette has duochromes, metallics, and matte shades. Now, if you know me, you know I love indie makeup. I think independently owned brands do so well, but to see a mainstream brand releasing some duochromes, I'm excited about that. So I had to purchase this. I think this color story is so beautiful. Let me show you a close-up of this palette and swatches of it. Now, of course, the true test of a shadow is how it applies on the eyes, how it blends, how it wears, all of that. But I do think swatching a palette out can be super helpful just to kind of get a feel for the shadows, see how they look when you just go from finger to arm from the pan. So looking at this, we do have, like I said, metallics, and we have duochromes. We have, let's see, 7 of those, and then we do have 5 mattes. I think this palette is bold for ABH. Now, we know the brand Norvina is more known for like their bright, colorful shades, whereas ABH is a little more on the softer or neutral leaning tones. So looking at this, I feel like this is an exciting release from ABH. We have this beautiful like blackened navy over here. I can't wait to play with this kind of green, blue, gold type of duochrome, this beautiful baby blue over here. So I cannot wait to get this on the eyes. So let's do it. Let me put on my eye primer. Let me zoom y'all in nice and close, and we are just going to test this out. We're going to create a look. I'm going to kind of let you know my thoughts on this, and it's going to be a good time. I hope these shadows perform as beautifully on the eyes as they look in the pan, because when I got my order, FedEx came, I opened it right up. I was like, oh wow, these look pretty. So okay, let's do it. Okay, so I put down some of my Sigma eyeshadow primer in the shade Ignite, and I kind of want to start with this beautiful duochrome right here. This one is really calling to me. I kind of want to go ahead and put this right in the inner corner, and I want to put it a little up here. And then I think we'll fade it out into this matte shade right here, Comet. This looks really pretty. It looks like we have a nice little gradient going on with our mattes right here. So those are the first 2 shades I'm going to start with. Okay, so looking down into my mirror, I want to put this right there. That's really, really pretty. I'm going to tap it on the inner corner as well, but I really want this to be all in here. So it's gonna go on my lid. I did not spray my brush. I probably should have. I usually do spray my shimmers. I'm just too excited. I'm too excited. I'm jumping right in, and I'm just putting this shade all in here. I'm even gonna bring it up kind of here, like not to the side of my nose, but right in this area, so that as I move today, you're still going to be able to see, like you're going to catch that reflect at all angles. I think that's going to be really pretty. And then I'm just also packing it right here on the inner corner. That's stunning. Let's go ahead and dip in to that matte shade now, but this is really beautiful shade. Okay, so we've got this green gold here with all this sparkle. I think this matte shade Comet is going to be a perfect matte to kind of place out here. So I'm placing this right here in my socket and then up and out, just to add some definition there. But I'm going to blend it out a little higher than like my natural socket, my natural like crease right here. I have lots of creases in my eyes, but my crease right here, I want to blend it up and out just to open up my deep set eyes a little bit out here. I'm just going to take my time blending, and I'm using brushes from my Sigma Favorites set, and I'm just going to take my time blending. Okay, I'm going to blend some more in a minute, but what I want to do now is go in with Dark Matter. This looks really beautiful, really deep dark matte. I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to put this on my lower lash line. Okay, so I'm just going to put this shade right up against my lower lashes. This kind of brown peachy tone I think is going to look really pretty with this deep like purple, kind of purpley tone. Yeah, definitely purple tone matte on the lower lash line. So I'm going to keep it close to the lash line, and I'm just packing it on and then buffing it in back and forth like this. Okay, I'm going to go back with that first brush we used. I didn't pick up any additional product, but it still has a little bit of that first shade on it. And I'm just going to drag that right under the lash line, kind of on top of that matte shade, right in the front part. Not all the way across, but this looks really beautiful layered right there. So far, so good. All of these are working so well. I know we're going to blend some more. Don't worry, trust the process. I'm ready to go in with Galaxy though. This matte with sparkle. I love a matte with a sparkle formula. I think it's so pretty. You can pack it on and get a lot of sparkle. You can blend and kind of make it more of a matte after you buff that sparkle away. But this is a navy, a really deep dark navy. So I'm picking this up on my brush and I'm pressing this at the lash line in this outer corner and then bringing it out to kind of connect with this plum that we have on the lower lash line, and then down. And I'm just going to make sure I keep it most pigmented here. And you saw, like, it was pigmented. I did not have to build this up, but I'm going to keep it mostly here, and then I will slowly blend with little circular motions, just like this. Gosh, that's a beautiful, beautiful shade. Wow. I really like that one. That one is so pigmented, but I'm also not having a hard time like working with it, blending it. Okay, I'm so happy with how pigmented that shade is. I think it's so pretty, and I love that they went with a navy instead of a black. I think that's like it adds something to the palette for sure, and I'm glad they didn't do just like a matte navy. I really like that it has this little bit of sparkle because it definitely gives more versatility to the palette as well. But what I'm going to do now is jump over to this shade right here, Space Dust. Okay, I'm picking this up on kind of a bigger brush that's fluffy, and I just took a tiny bit of the shadow, and I'm using this to really kind of buff and blend out here and up where we had that peachy shade. You could definitely just use that shade Comet, the first matte that we used, if you would like, but I think having this shade that's a little bit lighter and a different tone is going to give us a little more dimension. So I'm just going to lightly buff and blend right in here, but I don't want to overblend. I don't want this navy to get away from me. Okay, I have been so looking forward to this shade right here. It looks like this super duper sparkly baby blue in the pan. It kind of reminds me of like Cinderella, like sparkly, magical, really beautiful, called Super Cluster. So what I'm gonna do is kind of put this in between that shade Galaxy and this first duochrome that we went in with. I'm gonna keep it right kind of here in the center. I'm gonna put down a little bit of extra adhesive primer to make this like through the roof intense. You don't have to. You can use your finger, use a brush, use whatever you want to use. A sponge, I don't care. Use what you want to use. But I'm going to put down a little bit of primer, and then we're going to go in with this shadow. Okay, so I'm going to look down into my mirror, and I'm going to take that shade. Oh, that's such a pretty sparkle. I'm going to press that all in here, and then once I have it kind of pressed on, I feel like I have most of the shadow off my brush. I'm going to lightly kind of blend so that these three shades look super like seamless. Okay, now I am so happy with how this look is coming together. I want to put something on top of this matte that we have on the lower lash line. It's pretty. We could definitely leave it matte, but this shade Mercury is calling to me. This one looks so pretty. So I want to pick this up on my brush, and I just want to press it on top of the matte in the center. It's not going to be super impactful or anything because we're keeping it like literally the width of the brush is how wide I want this to be, because I want it to go like from layered right here to layered here, then to matte, and then to meet with that Galaxy shade. So I'm just keeping it right there, but that's fine. I think that's gonna add some really pretty dimension to the look. I do want to finish this off with, I think, just black eyeliner, honestly. I'm gonna do black eyeliner. I'm gonna put on some mascara, and I think I might do a lash. Oh, that is so beautiful. Like, that is a beautiful shade. Wow. Okay. So I will see if I need to do any blending, put on some liner, and then I will be back. We'll kind of talk about this palette a little bit more. Let me collect my thoughts. Alright y'all, here is the finished look. I did add black eyeliner, and then I put on a false lash. I'm wearing Unearthly Cosmetics Heavenly Lash, and I am really into this look. I think it looks so beautiful and sparkly, and we have some really pretty like duochrome action going on. We have shades that are very light and very dark. We have some nice mid-tone shades. Everything applied so easily. I'm pleased with this. If you couldn't tell by like just the application and stuff, I'm really happy with this palette so far. I like this packaging. It's this smooth packaging. Cosmos is kind of embossed, like imprinted on the pan, along with these gold metallic stars. And then we do have the nice mirror inside. So we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We only used 7 out of the 12 shades. If this is your first time here, today's video is just a first impression. I will follow up, let you know what I think about this palette after I have tested this palette more, tried it more, played with it, created more looks, used it, and I have my full thoughts together. I will review it. So couple of weeks probably I will be back and let you know my overall review on this palette, but so far this is really super beautiful. I did want to pull out some of the more recent ABH palettes that I have just to kind of show you like this palette and like why I'm so excited about it too. I love colorful shades. So ABH, their Primrose palette, this is a really nice quality. And this was kind of like the new improved from ABH. This was actually a gift from a friend. And I really like this one, but it's a very soft color story. I don't love the inclusion of the cheek palettes. The eyeshadows were good. They were really good. So that was Primrose here. So you see like we have maybe a little bit of color, but overall, you know, pretty soft. And then I feel like the formula got even better with this one. This was the Nouveau palette from ABH. And we had some color. We had some greens in here. We had a pop of lavender. Really, really beautiful shades. Then they put out this one. This one was the most recent one before Cosmos, I believe. This is Rose Metals. This one I really liked too. I do wish it had some deeper shades, some lighter shades. Like we do have one light shade, but overall I'm like, it's very, very mid-tone, but I still really liked it. And I think ABH really stepped it up with this one. This has got to be my favorite of their new releases because we have beautiful duochromes. I do feel like this shimmer is even more elevated, like this duochrome formula. They gave us a matte with sparkle that I like, and we have a deep dark matte with sparkle. We have beautiful shimmers that are light and darker. I just feel like this palette, like, it speaks more to me. I love colorful shades. Would I have loved to see like a royal blue in here? Sure, I would have loved that. But I know like for the mainstream market, for the ABH customer, this is probably pretty adventurous and I'm happy with it. I really like my look. I'm excited to play with it more, to create more. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed like seeing the swatches, seeing the application, hearing my thoughts and my explanations for my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to know what else is on my face, let me tell you some of the things I have on. I already told you the lashes with the black liner. My lip is actually Makeup by Mario. This is Toasty. And then I put on my collaboration gloss with Unearthly. This is the shade Omen. And for bronzer, I'm wearing my Fenty Beauty Sun Stalk'r bronzer, my Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Blush in pink. And then the highlight that you see is also my Unearthly Resurgence highlighter duo. My earrings are beautiful. They're from By Glam Latte, so I will link that down below. But thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. If you are on a low buy and no buy, you're not buying makeup, my reviews are never to convince you to buy products. That's never the intention of my videos. Stay strong. Don't spend your money you don't want to spend your money. I'm not trying to tell you you have to have this palette. So I hope you enjoyed. Maybe you can shop your stash, put it on your wish list, whatever you want. If you are interested in this palette and you were waiting to see some tutorials, hear some thoughts, I hope that my video was helpful to you one way or another. Or if you're not into makeup, You don't even care. You're just here to hang out. I hope you had a good time. Thank you so much for being here. Please do subscribe. I upload lots of new videos every single week. I have so many more videos coming, so please do subscribe so I'll keep showing up on your subscription feed. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow in a new video. Bye!